first and foremost, who the heck is Rental Guardian? Well, hopefully most of you know, but if you don't, we're the vacation rental industry's most advanced travel and damage protection platform. What we mean by that is we actually are an API integrated insurance distribution platform and claims management system that allows for you to be able to integrate with your software, activate our products because they're integrated within the API, within the software, and allow for you to be able to use all of those programs easily and efficiently and see all of the information on your Rental Guardian dashboard in your account all in one place. We've got the smart programs like we're going to talk about today for like cancel for any reason, as well as every policy that you sell, you will earn revenue. That's a big deal. If you're not using travel insurance, then you certainly should, because it's super simple to get started, it's free to use, and it's going to provide you with amazing protection, but also generate revenue. And then, of course, all the coverages that are sold, no matter how they're sold, they're going to be tracked within the system. And then, of course, we also feature some customized coverages for standard damage protection waiver programs, as well as more comprehensive programs like our Home Guardian Plus, which if we have time, we might be able to talk about at the end of this. But primarily, we're going to talk about travel insurance and cancel for any reason today. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about maximizing revenue. You know, when you're upselling protection programs, there's an incredible interest in these protection programs. In the VRMA conference that we attended in Orlando in October of 2023, just the end of last year, we were hearing it and we were super busy with regards to folks having additional questions, people that have never used travel protection or damage protection programs wanting these programs. And the reason why is because there's a demand from their homeowners. Homeowners are doing more research, they're getting more educated, they're watching podcasts and all this great information that's never been available before in the vacation rental industry. And it basically allows for those homeowners to become more educated. And when they do, they are reaching out to their property managers who they've chosen to list their home with and say, hey, how do we do this? How do we do that? So in those questions and those answers, you're able to give them the information about our programs if you're using us, to be able to give them the details they want and feel more comfortable about the programs that you're offering as their property manager. And then you, of course, as a professional property manager, are always wanting to reevaluate and refine the programs that you use to generate more revenue while spending less. That sounds like a pretty good deal, right? Let's generate revenue and spend less. Well, the cool thing is with regards to our program, standard travel insurance and cancel for any reason, there's no cost to you as a property manager. It literally takes just a little bit of your time, and you can get this program set up, and it will generate revenue to you on every policy sold. So let's keep going. So a brief little masterclass on how to offer travel protection. First and foremost, it's important to give the guest a choice. Now, every other travel protection program out there in the marketplace besides ours is going to be a standard or no thank you type of option when somebody's going and looking at the program, meaning they only offer a standard travel protection program, which is a 50-50, yes, they want it, no, they don't. And with Rental Guardian, what you've got three choices, because we offer a standard travel protection program, we offer a cancel for any reason travel protection program, and then we offer the ability for them to say no thank you. And in those three choices, what you've done is, magically behind the scenes, simply skewed the percentages in your favor by offering them two choices of yes and one choice of no versus just 50-50. Automatically, your take-up ratio is going to go up simply because there's more choice for yes. And then the main areas where you can actually enhance the ability to sell these products, or as I say, upsell, is a few different areas. First and foremost, via direct bookings via your website. We're going to look at that here in the next few slides and show you how that works and what you can do to be able to enhance that even more. Also, outbound communication touch points. Your streamlined system is a powerful CRM and email marketing tool. You have the ability to be able to program automated emails that can go out per your programming to be able to speak about travel protection. And the reason why is because travel insurance is a trigger in the streamlined email marketing system. So if somebody goes through your streamlined website and says no thank you for travel protection, that can trigger an email that can go out the next day or even after the booking and have it be able to say, are you sure you don't want to protect your trip? We noticed you made a booking but didn't choose travel protection. Click here to learn more. And that leads us to the next upsell opportunity, which is an online store. Rental Guardian is unique because we give you an online store free of charge that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every single day of the year, where you can refer folks to be able to purchase travel protection themselves online anytime, day or night. And that's a big deal because now all of a sudden they've changed their mind. Let's say they're going to a Florida destination in hurricane season, and now all of a sudden they said, "Nah, I don't think we're going to be bothered by hurricanes." And then the news, a couple months prior to their trip is saying it's the most active hurricane season of the last 10 years. Well, they might change their mind. And if they do, they can come to your online store quickly and easily because you've communicated them directly, and they can click that link and buy the coverage without bothering you. And then we've got another little item here called Project Second Look. We couldn't be more happy to offer this program. It's already integrated within Streamline, and we're going to dive into this Project Second Look a little bit deeper down the road here in this presentation. But the cool thing about Project Second Look is it's basically an automated online marketing system that's integrated within Streamline and Rental Guardian to be able for you to just activate it. We set it up, and it automatically emails and text messages folks about travel insurance, giving them the ability to buy it online. So with your outbound touch points as well as Project Second Look, you've got a totally synced up marketing campaign that you can set and then forget. And then, of course, one of the overlooked upsell opportunities is training for your team. It's super important that your team is comfortable talking about travel insurance. While we always think bookings online are done, the big focus, many people are still calling in to get that personal touch. They don't want to go online. They want to talk to you. They want to learn more, ask questions, things of that nature. Well, when you're making a booking with one of your reservation agents directly on the phone, what we want them to do is also be comfortable about talking about travel protection. And we'll talk about that down the road here in this presentation. But it's super important that your team is also educated and comfortable with being able to talk about travel protection. So let's get into it. Travel Guardian Plus. Travel Guardian and Travel Guardian Plus are two separate products that work seamlessly together, meaning the standard travel protection is called Travel Guardian. Travel Guardian is the 7% times trip cost, the standard program. Travel Guardian Plus is the cancel for any reason benefit that's an enhancement to the standard coverage. So when you have Travel Guardian Plus, you have the benefits of both programs, all the benefits of the standard, plus the for any reason coverage, which is super impressive and cool because now you've got a better best scenario for your folks in case something comes up and they have to cancel or get interrupted for their trip. Or heck, even if they just get delayed at the airport or lose their bags, right? There's benefits for those types of issues that are baked into the program. And it's one of the most robust programs, having over 30 standard covered reasons. We also like to provide you with some additional information depending on where your destination is. Are you a beach or coastal destination? Are you sort of a lake or mountain region, or are you a ski destination? We've got this information that we can serve up to you. All these are available online, and you can use these brochures to be able to send out to folks to be able to get them the information they're looking for in a flyer format. But these are also great cheat sheets for you and your team to be able to have the information accessible. So we want to make sure that everybody that's using the Rental Guardian program has access to this information. So that way, when somebody asks a basic question about, hey, when can I purchase it, or how much does it cost, or things of that nature, you can go ahead and use these and give them the information quick and easy at your fingertips. So let's dive in. Travel Guardian, 30 plus standard covered reasons. That's the big stuff. And we'll cover those in just a minute, but wanted to dive into that as far as, if somebody got sick, injured, things of that nature. Those are the types of things that can come up usually last minute and usually within the penalty phase of your cancellation clause that states they are facing losing all or part of the money that they paid to you if they have to cancel. And if they do have to cancel, then it's probably something that's come up last minute. And it's probably an emotional thing, like somebody's having a surgery, or heaven forbid somebody died, or their pet died, or something of that nature. Those types of life issues that come up, and then you have to then say, hey, by the way, I'm so sorry to hear that, but we also have to keep the money that you paid. That is a very awkward conversation. It never goes well. And now all of a sudden you're magically the bad guy. And all you did was basically enforce the agreement that they signed. With travel protection, in those cases, they'd be able to simply file a claim and get reimbursed. You keep the money they paid, and they go and get the money back from the underwriter, which is a great way for you to be able to offer a protection program that they can self-choose and then have the benefits when they need it most. The CFAR benefit, or cancel for any reason, is just an enhancement that basically says, hey, If you have to cancel for a reason not listed in the standard coverage, then you can literally cancel for any reason as long as you do so more than 2 days prior to your departure date. Many times those are things like, let's say, for instance, instead of a full-blown hurricane hitting the destination, it turns right or left and is going to hit another destination, but now where they were going is going to just be bombarded by rainstorms. And maybe they don't want to go. They can't go outside to the beach. They can't, do a fishing charter that they had. They can't play golf because it's just going to be raining cats and dogs. Well, that's a great use of cancel for any reason. I'm not going to come. Another one that came up recently is a couple had a fight and decided they weren't going to go on their vacation. It was last minute. And now all of a sudden they're like, well, what do we do? Well, not only did they have to go through the pain of the breakup, but they also had to hear that they canceled last minute and are going to lose the money that they paid. So with cancel for any reason, it's a great way for them to at least get a 60% reimbursement, which is way better than being told, sorry, there's no coverage. Now, the cool thing too is that the program Travel Guardian and Travel Guardian Plus covers up to $100,000 of total trip cost. Now, I don't know about you. I have not yet in my lifetime taken a $100,000 trip. Maybe someday, or maybe I don't even know if I could spend that much on a vacation if I even had the money. But anyways, it covers up to $100,000 of total coverage. So for those, beach homes that are, being shared by multiple families on a family reunion or something like that, or, a nice, vacation destination on like Martha's Vineyard or someplace like that that's very expensive. $100,000 is not that far of a stretch, because not only will it cover the rental of the unit, say $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 for a week, but also it can cover all of their airline tickets and their excursions and things of that nature. They can literally put anything that's having to do with this trip on this program that they would be faced losing money for if they had to cancel. So $100,000 is a very robust benefit. And actually, we're launching a program through a separate underwriter on our program that's going to lift that 100,000 to 150,000. So if you're interested in that, send us an email. We'll give you the details at the end, and we can actually swap these programs out and get you a benefit of 150,000 if that's something that you feel you might need. It also covers up to 90 days in total trip length. I also have not taken a 90-day vacation. I hope to maybe someday. But in that particular case, somebody coming in and staying for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months can certainly cover the entirety of their program. That new coverage that we just talked about with the $150,000, it actually adds 20 days to that. So now that trip can last up to 110 days. And of course, we can get you more information on that program if you're interested. The standard program, the Travel Guardian, costs 7% times the total trip cost. So on $1,000, it's $70. And it will give them 30 plus standard covered reasons. And if they have to cancel for a reason not listed in the policy, there's no coverage if they only take the standard program. But for only 3.8% more, or a total of 10.8, they can add the for any reason benefit, which acts as an enhancement to the standard coverage, which means they get all the benefits of the standard coverage plus the for any reason benefit, which creates that better best scenario and allows them to literally have the most robust program on the market to be able to say, I have all these benefits for the standard coverage, but if I have to cancel, let's say my son made the all-star team and I have to, instead of going to Colorado to go skiing, I have to go play soccer in Orlando. Well, if that's a particular case, that's a perfect reason for cancel for any reason. Hey, I'm not coming, and that's going to get them a 60% benefit, which is a great fallback number for them. And of course, it's a much easier conversation when they're getting most of their money back versus none at all. There's also a 10-day free look period, which means you can actually give them the program, they can review it, and if anything comes up or they're not interested and they will change their mind, they can literally give the program back, call you up, say, hey, I changed my mind, I don't want it. You can give them their money back that they paid for the travel insurance, no questions asked. After 10 days, however, the program is considered in effect and providing the protection. So the 10-day free look is a great way for folks to review the program without having to make a full commitment after they read the language and make sure it's what they're looking for. This is also a very important revenue stream. Whether you have 10 units or 1,000 units, this is going to generate revenue for you on every single policy sold. And that's a big deal because now you're taking a area of your business and monetizing it where you may or may not have been generating that revenue. If you're already generating revenue, let's talk, because I bet you we can get you more revenue for the program. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. Also, we're going to provide ongoing training for your team. Olivia and Shawneese in our account management team, they do great trainings. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but they're also going to be able to, help you and answer those questions to be able to give you the information you need to make sure that you're ready to offer this program. And then after you've worked with it for, a few weeks, it's going to be like second nature, and you'll be comfortable, and it'll be generating the coverage, but also the revenue that you're looking for. As far as getting folks to the underwriter for making claims, that's one of the easiest parts, because all you have to do is cancel the booking, provide them with a cancellation confirmation, and they can go to the underwriter directly and get reimbursed for all or part of the money that they lose per the agreement they had with you directly from the underwriter. So let's say they had no cancellations within 30 days, or you lose all the money that you paid. Well, that's a big deal, because at 2 weeks prior, if grandma passes away, then now they're stuck with calling you, and you have to then deliver the bad news, or you have to go against your policy and give them money out of your pocket, which is also money out of your homeowner's pocket, which is creating another awkward conversation between you and your homeowner. So with that being said, having travel protection in place gives that benefit of having that coverage that they need, so that way they can get their money back when it's necessary for the cancellation, and your money is protected because you can now keep the money per your agreement. And then of course, I can't tell you how many times I've sang the Nationwide jingle, but I guarantee you know what the jingle is, and you're probably thinking about it in your head right now, and I'm going to do it to you. Nationwide is on your side, and people see it on TV, people know about it, they sing the jingle. There's only been literally one or two people from foreign countries that didn't know what the Nationwide jingle was. And that's a big deal, because familiarity is going to help folks make a decision quicker with regards to travel insurance, because they know them. Nationwide, oh, they're on my side, I know them. So now when the program, they see the benefits, like, yeah, that makes sense. But if they don't know the underwriter with some of the other competitors in the marketplace, they don't know who they are, because they're not running commercials on TV every day. That's the value and benefit of having that top of mind awareness. That's going to give you a leg up with people taking travel insurance when they're making direct bookings, simply because they're familiar with the program and the name Nationwide. That's a big deal. So never underestimate the power of the jingle. And I know you're singing that jingle in your head right now.
John, we have a question if you have a moment.
Oh yeah, do they want me to sing the jingle?
No, I think we're past the jingle, don't worry.
Oh,
But
what is that? I didn't see it.
Tracy has a great question. She said, if a guest has a specific question on a policy, is there a support team they can call for more specifics?
100%. That's a great question. And that's actually going to be coming up here in just a little bit. But yes, we certainly do have a bunch of ways that folks can get information. We have FAQs via online websites that they can get information from, that I'll show you here in just a few slides, as well as they can call the 800 number and get a direct phone interaction with a Nationwide or travel insurance representative that allows them to be able to ask the deepest of their questions. So a lot of times that comes around pre-existing conditions and things like that, where they're like, hey, is pre-existing conditions covered? And of course, the agent at the property management company will be like, well, let me get you over to the 800 number where you can ask that question. They go call the number, they ask that question. The answer is yes, as long as it's purchased within 14 days of the booking. Pre-existing coverages or pre-existing conditions are covered. And then they can certainly go back to the online store and purchase the program directly. So great question, Tracy. Thanks for that. Any other questions, or should I just continue?
Nope, I've answered the other ones.
Awesome. Fantastic. Appreciate that. So let's just talk a little bit about what the standard protection covers, and let me check my time here. Okay, cool. So illness, injury, or death to you or companions and a family member not in the traveling party, covers hurricanes and blizzards, or mandatory evacuations, or things that might cause your rental unit to be inaccessible or uninhabitable. Let's say, for instance, I was talking to one of our clients in Fort Myers that had that terrible hurricane. There are still homes that are not rebuilt after that. And if there were bookings for this coming year and that home was uninhabitable due to that hurricane, and it's still uninhabitable within 7 days prior to the guest's arrival, they can cancel and receive a full refund. It's a big deal with regards to having that type of coverage in there, because hurricanes are devastating, and those types of things can take years to recover from. It also covers unexpected work-related activities like job transfer, merger, or acquisition. Obviously, road closures are a big deal. Sometimes if you're on an island destination, there's one road in, one road out, and if that road is down and you can't get there, that can be a delay or interruption that you can receive benefits for. Of course, getting hijacked or quarantined or have to serve on jury duty, Those are all things that you can't really get out of, and you can cancel for those types of reasons and receive a full benefit under the standard program. Or if you happen to have a change in you're a full-time student, you have a change in the school or the schedule, and they're required to attend an extended school year that falls during or beyond your scheduled departure date, that's a cancellation reason as well. And then I never like to talk about this, but it's been a benefit that has come in handy many, many times. If heaven forbid your dog or cat passes away, one of your furry family members, passes away within 7 days prior to your scheduled departure date, you can cancel your vacation if you just don't feel like going. That's a standard covered reason as well. Let's talk about CFAR and how does it work. So first, remember, it's an enhancement to the standard coverage, and it does meet all of the requirements for North Carolina travel insurance rules. So we offer the standard and cancel for any reason. That's why it's a 7% plus 3.8. So we don't go over that total cost amount benefit. It's two policies, not one. And then, of course, when somebody purchases the standard coverage with for any reason, they get the benefits of all the standard covered reasons plus the for any reason benefit, which gives them the most robust, better, best scenario for travel insurance in the vacation rental space. And then, of course, with regards to the cancellation, when a cancellation occurs, if a guest must cancel and gets interrupted or delayed due to any one of the 30 standard plus reasons, they would get 100% reimbursement. But let's say, they had to cancel for a reason that's not listed in the policy, that would be a for any reason benefit. And if they only had standard, there'd be no reimbursement. But when they have for any reason, they're at least going to get a 60% reimbursement. And if I just booked a $10,000 vacation to know that I can literally call up more than 2 days prior to my departure date and say I'm not coming and get a 60% reimbursement or $6,000, that's a much better scenario than being told, sorry, no coverage. So CFAR is a huge benefit and is a great win for folks that are booking vacations, just in case they want to have that extra value. So let's talk about this because it's always a good question on when you can actually buy these programs. And there are two separate tracks, one for standard and one for cancel for any reason. You can buy standard travel protection at the following times: at the initial time of booking, or at any time when you're 30 days or more from the check-in date. So if you booked a vacation on 6 months prior to your arrival, you booked it on January 1st for June 1st, you would literally have about 5 months to decide if you wanted travel insurance. Or let's say you decided to book within 30 days prior to arrival. That's what we consider a last minute booking. And that would mean that they can purchase the program when it's booked within 30 days at the time of booking or within 5 days of the booking. The only caveat to that is that if you booked a vacation 5 days prior to your arrival date, then you would only have 4 days to consider standard travel protection, because you cannot purchase any travel protection on the same day as your arrival. So with those three things, it's very robust coverage opportunity, and people can have a chance to be able to see multiple opportunities to purchase it, and they can change their mind from no to yes and still get the coverage. Cancel for any reason, much more restricted. The coverage can be purchased at the following times: at the initial time of booking, when more than 30 days prior to arrival. They have to purchase it within 14 days of the initial booking, as long as those 14 days don't cross into 30 days prior to arrival. And cancel for any reason, there are no purchases allowed within 30 days before the check-in date. And the reason why is because it's a much more robust program, and that's just the rules of the program. So no purchases within 30 days, but usually those last minute coverages, when you do have a cancel for any reason, if you have that on your benefit, you're going to be able to get that reimbursement, because those cancellations usually happen last minute when those emergencies happen.
Hey, John, we have a couple of questions here.
Oh, let's dive in. Sure. Perfect timing.
So Nicole says that at this time, if a traveler purchases insurance and they're not eligible, the property manager is reaching out to them to tell them they're not eligible and refund them. Is there anything coming out that will stop travelers from purchasing insurance they don't qualify for?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the BizCore Streamline team introduced some website logic on the direct booking page that removes the ability to purchase cancel for any reason protection when the guest doesn't qualify when it's within 30 days. So with that being said, yes, that is a new element. And if your website doesn't have it, hit me up at sales@rentalguardian.com. That'll be listed at the end slide. You'll be able to get that. We'll put you over to the Streamline team, and they can get that implemented to your BizCore website, which is one of the things that allows for that automated logic to be there, so they're not even seeing it. And then, of course, the logic on our side, it wouldn't allow them to purchase it if they used our online store. So that's another benefit. So we're getting less of those API notifications to help help a guest who might have tried to purchase the program when it's not available.
And we have two other from Brian. This kind of ties in with the BizCore question. Are you able to add protection for guests to purchase them on their BizCore website during the reservation process?
Yes, and that is a great question, Brian, because I'm going to show you exactly how that works, and that's what's coming up in the next couple slides.
Perfect. And one last one here from Brian. Does the policy apply to properties or this would be travelers from Canada, Brian?
Yes, Canadian residents can purchase the program except for Quebec. Quebec is an excluded province, but all the other provinces are available. And this is kind of stealing some of our thunder from announcements that are coming out, but Rental Guardian is opening up here, hopefully within the next 30, 45, or 60 days, the rest of the world with regards to residents and where they can come from. That means residents of the UK, residents of the EU, Mexico, all the places where folks are dying to get travel protection. We're coming out with those new markets, and we'll have another announcement about that. So everybody on this list will get that update, as well as we'll be promoting it everywhere to you all to be able to get access to that. It should open up automatically, but there's more to be determined with that. We'll know more here in the next little bit, but we're super excited about that coming out because it's literally something we had prior to COVID, and it's taken all this time to get it back, and we couldn't be more excited about being able to open up the rest of the world for folks to travel to your destination and have travel protection.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you, John.
Oh, no, thank you. Those are great questions. Good job, Ryan. All right, so let's talk about it. So here's our buddy Fred Cercina at Getaway Vacations. And Fred uses our program, and this is his website. And it's a beautiful video website. Unfortunately, I can't bring the video in here easily. So I just got a snapshot of one of the video slides that he has. And here you can see his website. And someone's going to go here and make a booking directly with Fred. Okay. And when that happens, they're going to go to this. If you have a BizCore-based website, you're very familiar with this screen. This is the direct booking page. Somebody's given or searched the inventory and said, I want to book now. So that first number one accordion menu is going to be guest information. What's their name, address, telephone number, email address. Once they click that, they go to step number two. When you have travel insurance activated, it's going to say protect your trip. And this is going to be where, hey, do you want to purchase standard travel protection? Click the yes. Or do you want to purchase cancel for any reason? Click the yes. Or I choose not to protect my trip. They have to make one of these choices, just like the airline websites. If you've ever tried to book a ticket and forgot to check the box and you tried to make a booking, you have to go back. Well, right here, it's right in front of you. You have to do this or it won't move forward. It allows you to be able to say yes or no. And having those three options is a big deal because now, yes, I want travel protection. Yes, I want cancel for any reason or no, thank you is a far better scenario for you as a manager, and it produces way more take-up ratio in direct booking simply because there's two choices versus one. And having the information right in front of them gives them the ability to actually click that more details and see a little bit deeper dive into the program right when they're in the direct booking process to decide if they want it, and it's super seamless. So this information, once it's clicked, will be transferred to us via the API, and that coverage will be in place, protecting your guest. If the guests were to say no, thank you, once again, remember that is a trigger. So you can actually set up those trigger emails to go out to those folks that said no, thank you in the direct booking the next day to say, thank you so much for your booking. We're looking forward to your stay on this date in this unit. But we noticed you didn't protect your trip with travel protection. We highly recommend it, and then give some details about your destination. If you're in Florida, it's going to cover hurricanes. If you're somewhere else, it could cover lack of snow, more snow. You can customize those in your streamlined system, and they're super simple to set up. You just need to activate it internally, and your stream team can help you with those. And we're of course able to offer guidance on that and help you with the content. Once they make that choice, yes, or no, thank you, they would click and enter their payment information, and they would go directly to the book now and process the reservation. It's very easy. It's not invasive. It's a quick decision. And with so much real estate right in front of their face, many times they're going to say yes. Why wouldn't they? But many times, if they say no, those secondary, third option programs are going to help move those folks back towards travel protection. The more people that have travel protection, the fewer awkward conversations you're going to have. So having this built in the way Bizcore did is beautiful. We love the fact that there's these options, and it gives your guests a great way to just simply click it and move on.
Hey, John, a question on this screen here for the opt choice.
Mhm.
Julian asked, do you see a higher degree of cart abandonment when a guest views these options?
No, and I would say that we can probably get some data behind that with regards to the stream team and what they're able to provide. If you're interested, make a note of that, Olivia, in the questions, and let's see if we can get some information from the team over there. But no, actually, with regards to this, it's a two-step process prior to this, and literally it's just a simple, hey, do you want to protect your trip? No, thank you. If they say no, they continue. So we don't really see hardly any cart abandonment, because we're not asking them to do much more than simply just say, do you want it or not? And so I would say no, but let's get some data behind it and we can share that with you once we have it.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, great question. So now here's another streamlined client, Foreign Realty in Cape Cod. And one of the things that you would want to do with your Bizcore website or any website that you have with any third-party vendor, whether it's Blue Tent or any of the others in the marketplace, we would certainly want you to add travel insurance to the menu. And by doing so, what you've done is you've basically given guests a quick and easy way to come back to the program or learn more about it by simply clicking that menu link. We also recommend that go directly to your online store, which I'll show you in a minute, which then allows for those folks to be able to read about the program and get more information from your website, especially if they went through that last screen and they said no thank you, but then change their mind and call you up. Well, you can just say, oh, go to our website and click travel insurance. And that would take them directly to the online store, which is branded with your logo, but all of our content. So that way there's a seamless branding experience, but also gives the guests the information they need. And of course, a quote now button to be able to get a quote for travel insurance and purchase it online 24/7. Now, if you don't have enough menu space in the menus at the top of your website, a secondary option would be to then add travel protection to one of your drop downs. Guest services is usually a good one to be able to, talk about the services you provide. But whatever you have available, we highly recommend the first option is to have a menu item so they can just click it and go. But if you want to say, hey, go to guest services and click travel protection, then of course they can do that. And that would also take them. Sometimes folks will create an internal page that has some information about travel insurance, and that's perfectly fine. You can certainly do that, but what that does is that takes the person one more click to get to the quote now button, which then means you've extended that journey by one click. It's not a big deal, but it could be, the one click extra they could read the information and make up their decision versus getting to the online store, which has a bunch of information and access to the exact policy so they can read it verbatim. So one of these options, either this is the first option I would highly recommend. If you don't have this and you're offering travel insurance, whether it's us or someone else, make a button now so they can get more information. But if you're pointing them to like some of the competitors out there in the marketplace give you PDFs and their PDF doesn't really have anywhere to go, I mean, that's up to you, but you're just giving people dead ends. So what you want to do is make sure they have a seamless experience to get the information and or access to a telephone number or an online experience like us for an online store. Highly recommend it. This would be option one, option two. And then of course, now let's talk about your online store. And of course, another Rental Guardian account with Streamline is Hobbs Realty. And, we started working with Hobbs quite a while ago. I want to say it was in 2022 that we got started, and they had been with their previous provider for over 20 years. So let's just say that they did not take moving lightly. But what was cool is that in the last Verma show in 2023 in Orlando, we heard from them and they said their travel insurance by switching to Rental Guardian went up, and they actually had 50% more travel insurance production with us just by switching. And I think it's because we have more of a technology standpoint and we're integrated better and we have more tools and functionality to be able to drive more travel insurance production. Nothing against the previous underwriter, but 50% more travel protection means a lot less awkward conversations when cancellations have to occur. So your results may vary. Hopefully they might even be higher than that, but for just an example of what's possible, they experienced a 50% increase. Also, with regards to this, you're going to notice that it's branded. It's got your logo. Now, this is a standard picture and it fits them perfectly because they're a beach destination in North Carolina. However, if you're a mountain ski destination or a downtown destination, urban destination, or whatever the case might be, If you have access to one of your pictures that you want to put, we can actually put your own picture in here to be able to fit your look and feel of your website and your destination. The last thing you want to do is have a beach picture if you're, a ski destination. It's kind of hard to put the two together. And then of course you can see here that it's easy to purchase. Click get quote. All they have to do is simply enter their information, where they live, where they're going, and how much protection they need, and it will offer the programs that are available. They can enter their credit card and have a policy emailed to them all in one session. Very simple, very straightforward. So they can easily purchase coverage. They can even manage their coverage. They can click that manage coverage update on the top right, and that allows for the guests to be able to simply enter their email and the information and get the details they need. They can also download the copy of their policy, add additional travelers, review the program features, and see frequently asked questions, which are super robust, to give people a peace of mind to be able to purchase the program. And it's usually after they've already seen it in your direct booking process or any email touch points that you've given them, and allows them to be able to have another nudge towards the program, just because you've been able to string all these things together in a closed circuit environment. Now let's talk about another way that you can sell more travel protection by simply clicking a button, and that's called Project Second Look. This is a software that's already integrated within your Streamline system, and it allows for you to be able to go to the marketplace in Streamline, click Project Second Look, and that will send us a token and a notification to be able to set up the program. This program basically is Rental Guardian's API integrated software that's already built within Streamline. As I said, it's free to use, takes less than 5 minutes to activate, and Project Second Look basically helps you sell more travel protection to travelers who have initially declined the coverage. So if somebody already has travel protection, Project Second Look, not going to touch them. But anybody that says no thank you or doesn't have travel protection and is still able to purchase it, this program will automatically send them out touch points to be able to purchase the program. And of course, with any travel insurance program, some take-up ratios are better than others, depending on the market and things of that nature. On average, in the US, the numbers are around 25% of travelers will, and 75 decided no thank you. And those 75% many times, most of the time, probably almost all the time, never receive another single opportunity to purchase the program, which is tragic, because if you sent them the right email at the right time or the right text at the right time, they very well might be like, oh gosh, you know what? I'm glad you reminded me. Yes, I do want that because, grandma's health is failing, or, gosh, I'm concerned about hurricanes, or, you know what, it's Snowmageddon in Tahoe, or whatever the case might be. All those types of things are super important to be able to consider, and this program automatically and seamlessly does it. And when you activate it, it just goes out and does what it needs to do and sends these automated notes, and it works with your existing travel protection program, meaning you do not have to switch to Rental Guardian to use Project Second Look. You can use any one of the other underwriters as the first choice during direct bookings. We hope that you choose us, but you can choose the other ones or stick with who you have. And then you can add Project Second Look to send our communication out for the second chance opportunities, and they work seamlessly together and won't cross over. So Project Second Look, super simple, free to use, and you're going to generate additional travel insurance sales, which creates more revenue for you, as well as more protection and less awkward conversations as you go through the program. Olivia, this is some of the stuff that you're, obviously very instrumental in helping folks set up. Do you mind jumping in and talking about this really quick?
Yeah, of course. So Project Second Look has a lot of really cool features revolving around it. Its design, its setup, the way that it operates. So one thing that it has is custom branded with your logo. So as you can see on the screen there, Hobbs Realty is up at the top. So they'll be able to see your company associated with that offer. There's expert designed marketing content that we've reviewed, time intervals and targeted messages. So we can work with you to discuss when the best time periods for these marketing emails and text messages to be sent out in relation to any marketing that you might have going on. Also, it's a maintenance-free campaign. We like to say, set it and forget it. It's as easy as turning it on in Streamline. It comes over to our team. We set it up, emails, texts, they start going out right away. There's also more protection for your guest and more revenue to you, bottom line, because there's more touch points naturally going out to your guest. And this also is going to help your OTA bookings buy travel protection.
Wow, you know what? That is a great point, and that's why we put that arrow there. The reason why we did that is because OTAs offer their own programs, and the take-up ratio is mostly dismal with regards to those programs. So many guests do not have any protection when they come through over the OTAs. So with that, you can offer by using Project Second Look, the minute that you have their email or the minute that you have their cell phone number to be able to send them messages via their cell phone, these can get into their hands and purchase the program directly through you, which means now you're offering the coverage, they're getting it, and now you're generating that revenue, and you know that you've got another protected guest who's going to have the program, which also, like we said, means less awkward conversations. So Project Second Look is an awesome, amazing little tool, and it's super simple to use. Literally 5 minutes and you're good to go. Let's talk about team training. This is kind of the final nugget here with regards to the 5 things that we wanted to talk about to, deliver this mastery class of how to be a better travel insurance producer. And in doing so, we want to train your team, and we do that in a number of ways. First, we set up what's called a kickoff call after the program has been set up, and that is handled by Olivia and Shawnee's and the account management teams. And they set these kickoff calls up to be able to walk you through the deeper dive questions prior to getting started, to be able to give your team the information they need to feel comfortable. We also want to provide you with access to all the information and the tools that we've been talking about, the flyers, the websites, and things of that nature. Super important to have those at your fingertips. We also try and tell you, don't sell travel insurance. I've been doing this for April 1st, I think, is 9 years. And in doing this, one thing I don't do is I don't sell the program. I just tell stories, relatable stories about so-and-so who had this, and they used the program and it provided, the benefits that they needed. And that happens day in and day out. I mean, literally, I tell that all-star game story about cancel for any reason. And just last week, somebody said, that just happened. Oh my God. And I'm like, see, it's true. It happens. These things come up. And so telling relatable stories is obviously important, and it helps folks understand the program a little bit better. And now your agents who say, oh, I can't sell this, don't sell it. Just tell a relatable story and offer it to them and let them decide. We also are going to help you understand what to say and what not to say. If somebody comes at you with a deeper dive question and you don't have the information, we highly recommend that you point them to the online and or direct service telephone number where they can get their questions answered. They can dig into the deepest parts of the program, get those questions answered, and then come back to your online store and purchase the program and have the protection that they're looking for. Obviously, there's those telephone numbers, so you can just point them in the right direction, but then also be sure to remember to tell them, hey, come back to our website for the online store, and that is like hobbsrealty.rentalguardian.com to purchase the program once you get your questions answered, so you can have the protection you need. And also, assume they want the program. In today's day and age, why wouldn't you have travel protection? I know it costs a little bit more, but why wouldn't you travel? Because last time I went on a plane, which was just, not too long ago, my plane was delayed. Then my connecting plane was delayed. Thank goodness, or otherwise I would have missed my flight. All kinds of things are happening. One time I got delayed over 8 hours in the Atlanta airport when my plane was delayed and I missed my connecting flight. And now I'm spending 8 hours in the airport. Well, somebody spends a certain amount of time at the airport, there's benefits for that. So there's all kinds of great information that they can use for this program, and just assume that they want it. And then, of course, when you're talking to somebody and you talk about the cancellation coverages, assume that they want the program, and then say, and oh, by the way, you have 10 days to think about it. Go ahead and let's add the program now. The cost would be, $70 on this $1,000 booking. And then you've got 10 days once you receive the policy by email to decide if you want to change your mind and not use the program. They can call you up and get their money back, no questions asked. But if you assume they want it, they have it. Most of the time, they never call you back. They want the program and they'll use it. So pretty cool. And we want to make sure that we get that training done. And we can do multiple trainings. If for a reason, you do the kickoff and then 6 months later, you got a bunch of new folks, we'll have the video recorded of the kickoff call. But if you want to do a separate call to be able to have questions answered, we can do those as well. Just give us a call. Now let's talk about how folks file claims, because that's actually using the program, and we're coming up on time. First and foremost, if they go to playtravelprotection.com, you can see there's 2 start a claim links. They can simply click that link and get started with the claims process, and that's going to take them to this page right here. And this page is going to be how to start a claim for U.S. travelers or Canadian travelers. In the U.S. travelers section, they can do the most popular one, which is submit a text message. All they've got to do is text #submit to 786-751-5020, and this will send a text, and then a secure link will come back for them to be able to start their claim, and they're off and running to be able to file that claim and get their reimbursement quickly. Next one is they can choose the self option, which is an online form. They can click the information, fill out this form, click submit. That will then get the process started for them to be able to get their money back for the travel insurance. Lastly, it's speak to a representative. Now, this one works obviously great as well. However, if it's a hurricane and there's thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that are impacted by a hurricane, sometimes the wait times can be a little bit higher, because while we do have over 100 people in a call center, if all of them are on the phone with hundreds of thousands of people trying to get their claims, sometimes a text message or an email is better. But obviously you can sit there and wait on hold, and then they'll answer your questions when your time comes in the process. For Canadians, they can do the call-in number, speak to a claim representative. They can obviously click an email, send an email and get the process started with the form online, or they can do the claim option, which is basically click the start a claim link, submit the documents, and then see any frequently asked questions, and of course contact us. So super simple. All you got to do is refer them over. They can do their own claim, and you've taken good care of them. Now, of course, this is all about travel insurance, but I couldn't forget the fact that we do offer various levels of damage protection coverage. If you have a damage waiver, you just want to, use our program. It's super robust. We make you the covered party. So if you ever lost a claim for the guest saying, I didn't break the lamp, I didn't spill the wine on the carpet, well, guess what? We don't even bother calling the guest, because you're the covered party, not the guest. So in our program, we can make your life much easier with getting your claims paid, simply because of that simple redirection of making you the covered party. And this is, just kind of like a damage waiver. Some of the competitors out there that offer this, just do this. You can, view ours and see how it stacks up. Now, Home Guardian Plus is one of the premier policies in the industry. And it's basically going to give damage coverage up to $25,000 for the platinum, and it goes down from there. Then, of course, $1 million of dwelling protection, which is for fires or water overflows and things like that. It also has $1 million of personal injury liability for if a guest gets injured while they're staying on your property. And of course, it has a bed bug component. It also has smoking and a non-smoking unit of $1,000 coverage benefit. And pets and pet-friendly units are covered under this program. Cool thing about it is it's either per day or per stay. The top highest level that we're talking about right here is $50 per stay, 1 to 29 nights, or $9.95 a night. The cool thing about that is that I was talking to somebody who was paying $69 or $79 for $10,000 in coverage and $1 million in liability with no bed bug, and they were paying $79. So just imagine if they have 1,000 bookings and they are paying $79 for that program, they could activate our platinum level coverage with $25,000 in damage. So they increase that by $15,000. They get all the additional $1 million for dwelling and the matching the $1 million in liability, add bed bug, add smoking, and add pet, and save $29 per booking. If you take 1,000 times 29, that's $29,000 back to their bottom line that they're not paying out for overpriced coverage. So with that, take a look. We're eager to help and talk about the program if you're interested. And of course, how easy is it to implement the program? Well, it's ridiculously simple. Literally, all you have to do is fill out our activation form, hit sales@rentalguardian.com. We'll set up a call, talk you through, answer your questions, send you the activation form link, once you fill out the activation form, we'll have you do 3 simple tasks. We will then send the API key over to Streamline. They will drop it into their system, and then our account management team will schedule that most important kickoff call that gets you started down the path correctly and with all your questions answered prior to launch. And of course, with that, let's open up some Q&A, and we want to thank you for joining us today. For more information, hit sales@rentalguardian.com or give us a call at 888-885-5550 extension 1. It literally only takes 5 minutes to fill out the activation form, and we'll do the rest. So with that, thank you so much for your time today. Let's dive into some questions. Do we have any additional questions, Olivia?
Yes, John, we have a couple of questions here. Brian said, we are in Quebec and so are many of our clients. Will this automatically be restricted for Quebec travelers on our site? So I know we discussed on BizCore the booking dates will be, but our Quebec travelers as well.
Yeah, so Quebec travelers are excluded. Let me double check behind the scenes on the Quebec on if that works or not. Normally it's a notification if they tried to purchase it from Quebec, but I believe there's some functionality behind the scenes. I don't have that answer right now. I should, but I don't. So let me get that and we can mark that and get back to you directly. What's the next one?
Perfect. The next one is, if a guest cancels the policy, they need to contact rental guardian, or is that automatically integrated via the API connection to cancel the policy?
Great question. So if it's within the first 10 days of the free look, then they would probably call you back to get their money back. They wouldn't call rental guardian, but if they did, we would help them get their money back. But because you took it and you may not have paid us already, excuse me, you would then send them their money back directly. So one way or another, we'll make sure that they connect with us, we'll get them connected with you. And if they connect with you within the first 10 days, you can certainly just give them their money back. Many times somebody might say, oh, I was out of town and I came back and I changed my mind and it's been 12 days or 13 days. Just give us a call and our support team will be able to help you with that. And it's on a case-by-case basis, but the underwriters obviously are always supportive when we say, hey, this happened and they want to, give back the program. They're not interested, they changed their mind. We'll help them get their money back, no problem.
Perfect. And we have another one as well. Airbnb is coded emails, so I don't see this as an option for Airbnb, but the option is there to collect a personal email after they book.
That's correct. Yeah, the coded emails with Airbnb, it's hard to send a link through those. I don't think they allow you. They've got you on lockdown because they're so friendly to property managers. Anyways, I said that out loud. I'm sorry. But, it is true, right? Because I hear it every day, all day, about property managers and their lack of ability to impact Airbnb bookings. But the great thing is that the minute that you get their personal email address or you build that relationship and get their cell phone, then you can send that information out directly in your own text link. If you got like a DAC or something else, or the Streamline apps that you can, text message and stuff like that, you can do that. Also, with regards to that, Project Second Look will pick up that information internally in the system if it's there and be able to send those emails out if you activate that too.
Perfect. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, let's go.
Perfect. So there's two questions revolving around payments. I think they can be combined to answer. I think people want to know when the funds are being collected. Is that being collected by the property manager or by rental guardian?
In direct bookings, the funds will be collected. If they go through the website, that'll be added to their booking, and then it's added on top of the grand total. So it'll be rent, taxes, fees, and then the grand total, and then travel insurance would be added on top of that for 7% of the total grand total. And then any information or any money that's given back to them would be subtracted out, and then they would file a claim for whatever was left that they are losing out as far as the booking being made. Like if you gave them back their cleaning fee because they're not coming, but they still lost the bulk of their money, then they would be able to get their money back minus the cleaning fee you reimbursed. If the program is purchased through the online store, then we're processing the transaction, and then we will just pay out earnings at the end of each month. If you're processing the transaction, then that will be sent to us, and then after the 10-day free look at the end of the month for the policies that are past the 10 days, then those will be available in your online rental guardian account. And you can we'll set up a form of payment when you get set up with us, and then you can click the pay now button and that would pay those policies that are due.
Perfect. And they also asked, do they make money on the sale of travel insurance?
100% you make money. And that's the best part. Well, the best part is the protection, but the second best part is the fact that you're going to be able to generate a bunch of money from this because you're going to earn a minimum of 30% for the standard program and 20% for cancel for any reason. And depending on where you fall with regards to the size of your business and how many units you have, we can elevate those commission levels or earnings levels for you. So give us a call and let us talk through that, because we want you to help generate as much revenue from this program as possible while getting the valuable protection that it provides.
Perfect. And last question revolving around payments. Are they charged at the time of booking or at the time of check-in for travel insurance?
Travel insurance is paid at the time of booking and direct booking, simply because it's going to be providing from the minute that they protection, the minute that they choose to purchase it. And then after the 10-day free look, the policy is considered in effect, right? So it's going to be paid upfront, or if they purchase it online through us, they're going to be paying upfront as well. And with that, you would then receive the money and then pay us the amount that's due for the cost of the coverage and keep your earnings. In the Rental Guardian online store version, we're going to process the transaction and send you your earnings at the end of each month.
And Nicole followed up with, I meant, are property managers charged at the time or when booking starts? You are charged at the time that the reservation or the policy is created.
Yeah, the policy is created because you're taking the money from the guest in your deposits and or whatever, and of course travel insurance would be added to that, and then you would send us the cost of the program and keep your earnings. Well, I certainly appreciate everybody's time today. We couldn't be more proud to be a sister company of Streamline under the Inhabit brand of companies. You know, this integration that we have with Streamline has been, you know, literally our first integration. I think we were Streamline's second integration, if I'm not mistaken, if I access the archives from way back when. And it's just been a long, great relationship that we've had, and our two companies work extremely well together. And we speak day in and day out. And it's just a very seamless, easy process when you use Streamline and Rental Guardian protection products. So with that, I'm going to say on behalf of Olivia and myself, and of course, Mike Nord, thank you so much for joining us today. We couldn't be more proud to offer these programs to you. And if you have any additional information you need from us, just email us or give us a call. We'll be more than happy to answer those questions and get you the information you need. Or if you want to get started, give us 5 minutes and we'll get you going. Thanks.